and welcome to this new tutorial on my channel in which I will be showing you how to make these cute little marshmallow plushies. They got these little feet and they are inspired on the jellycat marshmallow plushies, if you know them. And I just love them so much, they're super cute. And as you can see, I've made like two versions of them. So this one I've made with regular yarn and this one I've made with velvet yarn. And I'm not sure which one I prefer. I think I prefer this color, but I really like how soft this one is. Of course, you can choose whatever you want. I am going to show you how to make it with this type of yarn because I feel like these stitches are easier to see on camera for you guys. So I hope you will like the video. If you like it, don't forget to give the thumbs up. This would help me a lot. And let's get started. I'll be making the pink one in this tutorial. So I'm going to use pink for the marshmallow itself, brown for the feet, and a different shade of pink for the cheeks. You'll need a crochet hook. I'm using a 3mm hook, scissors, a darning needle, some black yarn for the mouth. I'm using embroidery yarn, safety eyes, these are 5mm, a stitch marker, and finally some stuffing. Alright, so we're going to start off by making the marshmallow itself. And we're going to start at the top here and we're going to work our way down like this. So for that, grab your main color. For me, that's light pink. And first make a magic circle. And if you're not entirely sure how to do this, I've got a separate video on my channel explaining how I'm always doing it. And I will link it down below in the description. Alright, so once you got your magic circle, we're going to do the first round. And for round 1, we're going to do 6 single crochet into the magic circle. So for that, go into the magic circle, grab the yarn, pull it through. Now you got 2 loops on your hook. Grab the yarn once again and pull through these 2 loops. That's your first single crochet. Now do that 5 more times. And this is 6. All right, so now we can close the magic circle. All right, so that was it for the first round. And now we can insert our stitch marker into the last stitch that we did. So that's the one right here. And now we're ready for the second round. And for round 2, we're going to do 6 increases. And because of that, we're going to go up from a stitch count of 6 to a stitch count of 12. So let's do it together first. Find your first stitch and do a single crochet in there. Right, because we're gonna do an increase, you're gonna go back into the same space and do another single crochet in there. All right, we're gonna repeat this 5 times, 5 more times. All right, and once you land on the stitch marker, that should be your last increase. Like that. Now we can insert our stitch marker into the last stitch that we did here. And that was it for the second round. Now for the third round, we're going to do 1 single crochet into the first stitch and do an increase into the second. And you're going to repeat that a total of 6 times. And because of that, you're going to go up from a stitch count of 12 till a stitch count of 18. All right, let's do it together first. So 1 single crochet into the first, do an increase into the second. 1 into the first, and do an increase into the second. All right, do this all the way around. Once you land on the stitch marker, you should be putting in an increase. And I will see you at the end of round 3. All right, so I'm doing my last increase here. And now we're done with the third round. We can insert our stitch marker back in the last stitch that we did. And now for round 4, we're going to do 1 single crochet into the first, 1 into the second, and do an increase into the third. Do this all the way around, and because of that we're gonna go up from a stitch count of 18 till a stitch count of 24. So let's do it together first. 1 into the first stitch, 1 into the second, and do an increase into the third. All right, 1 into the first, 1 into the second, and do an increase into the third. Do this 4 more times, and once you land on the stitch marker, you should be putting in an increase. And I will see you at the end of round 4. All right, so I'm almost done with round 4. And now for round 5, for preparing round 5, we're going to do 1 slip stitch into the next stitch and chain 1 after that. So after you did the last increase of round 4, we're just going to do 1 more slip stitch. So pull through the yarn and pull it through immediately like this, chain 1. Now insert your stitch marker into the slip stitch that we did. So this is the chain 1. The one right before that is the slip stitch. So put your stitch marker right there. And now we did this because for the 5th round, we're going to work into the back loops of the stitches only. So we're just going to do 24 single crochet. However, instead of going through the entire stitch like this, we're only going to grab the back loops. So you're only gonna have 1 string extra on your crochet hook, like that. All right, so let's see what it looks like. Only grab the back loop and do a single crochet in there, like this. Only get the back loop, do a single crochet. All right, we're going to do this all the way around, and once you land on the stitch marker, you should be putting in your last single crochet. So I will meet you at the end of round 5. All right, so I just finished round 5, and insert your stitch marker back in the last stitch that you did. And now for round 6 till round 14, so for a total of 9 rounds, we're just going to do 1 single crochet in each of those 24 stitches that we got around. So that will take you some time, and just pause this video and get back here once you are finished with round 14. All right, so one thing to look out for the first round is that this first little V right here was our chain 1. So we're going to skip that one, that's not a stitch, and we're going to start right here. But this is just an issue for the first round to look out for. After that, it's not there anymore. So just do single crochets only in all of those 24 stitches for a total of 9 rounds, and I will meet you back here at the end of round 14. Alright, so I have just finished round 14, and it should look something like this right now. And now we're going to insert the eyes. And for the eyes, we're going to put them in between round 8 and 9. So when we count from the top, this is the first round, this is 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So we're going to put them right in between there. So let's look for those on our own work. All right, grab your safety eyes as well. And we're gonna count from the top. So this is the first round, this is the second round, third round and fourth round. 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So right in between there. All right, so now for the second eye, we're also going to put that in between round 8 and 9. And what I always like to do is to count holes going from the first eye. So this is the first hole right here. This is the second one, third one, fourth one, just like that. And we're going to put the second eye into the third hole going from the first eye. So this is 1, 2, 3. And we're going to put it in the third hole. Like that. Okay. So once you have positioned your eyes, we can turn our work inside out and grab the backs of the eye and attach it like this. The other one as well. Like that. So that's what it looks like on the inside right now. Now let's flip it again. And this is what it looks like on the outside right now. All right, so now for the next round, round 15, we're going to do something similar as we did here, where we worked into the back loops only. So again, to prepare for that round, we're first going to do a slip stitch into the next stitch. So go in there, pull through, and pull through all at once, like this, and chain 1. Now put your stitch marker into the slip stitch that we did. All right, so for round 15, we're going to work into the back loops only. And what we're going to do is we're going to do 1 single crochet into the first, 1 into the second, and do a decrease for 3 and 4. Okay, we're going to do that all the way around, and because of that we're going to go down from a stitch count of 24 till stitch count of 18. All right, so let's do that together. Find your first stitch right here. Okay, go into the back loop only. So not into the entire V, only the back loop. And do a single crochet in there. Like this. All right, do a single crochet into the second one as well. And now we're going to do a decrease. And for the decrease, we're going to work that into the back loops of the next 2 stitches. So first just go into the first back loop as you are used to. And now from back to front, we're gonna go underneath the next back loop as well. Like that. So you will have like this V going on your crochet hook, and the front loops are still right there. All right, I hope that makes sense. So through these back loops, pull through the yarn. All right, now you got 2 loops on your hook, and finish it like this. All right, let's do that together once more. So for the next stitch, look for the back loop and do a single crochet in there. Okay, do a single crochet into the second as well. And we're going to do a decrease for the third and the fourth one. So go into the back loop, keep that on your hook. Now from back to front, also go into the next back loop and do a decrease. All right, so you're going to do this all the way around, and once you land on the stitch marker, you should be putting in your last decrease. So I will meet you at the end of round 15. Alright, so I've just finished round 15, and you can put your stitch marker right back into the last decrease that you did. But now for the next round, which is round 16, we're going to do 1 single crochet into the first stitch and do a decrease into the second and the third. Okay, we're going to do this all the way around, and because of that we're going to go down from a stitch count of 18 till stitch count of 12. Alright, so watch out, this first little V that you're going to see right here is the chain 1, so we're going to skip that one. And we're going to this one, just go through the entire V, like this, and do a single crochet. Now to do a regular invisible decrease, we're not going to use the back loops, but we're going to use the front loops. So This is the next stitch. Grab the front loop of the next stitch, like this. Keep that on your hook. And now go underneath the next front loop as well, like that. And that's how you do a regular invisible decrease. All right, let's do that once more. So do 1 single crochet into the first stitch, and do a decrease for these 2 stitches. So go underneath the front loop, keep that on your hook, and go underneath the second front loop as well. Okay, go through these and do a decrease. All right, so you're going to do this all the way around, and once you land on the stitch marker, you should be putting in your last decrease once again. So I will meet you at the end of round 16. Alright, so I just finished round 16, and now we can do some stuffing into our work, because after next round the hole is going to be a lot smaller, so you can put in some last stuffing then still, but most of it is most practical to do it now. Alright, so just grab some stuffing and put it into your work. Like this. And you can use as much as you'd like. I always like to stuff it quite firmly, so I'm using a little bit more stuffing. Alright, so once most of your stuffing is done, remember you can still do stuffing after the next round. We're going to start the last round, which is round 17. And for round 17, we're going to do 6 decreases, and because of that we're gonna go down from a stitch count of 12 till stitch count of 6. All right, so for these decreases we're once again going to grab the front loops of all these stitches. So front loop here, and this one, and do a decrease. Okay, we're gonna do a total of 6 decreases. This was 6. Now you should be having 6 single crochet around. Do a slip stitch into the next stitch, so pull through all at once, and you can cut the yarn short, okay, and pull it through with your crochet hook. Now I'm going to add some last stuffing because I would like it to be a little firmer. So because the hole's a lot smaller, I like to use scissors and just stuff it till you like the way it feels. Alright, so once you are happy with the way it feels, we can do the closing part, and you can either copy me or do your own thing. So what I always do is, here we did the slip stitch, this is the next stitch, and this is one after that. Alright, we're gonna go in here and come out of this one. Right, now grab the yarn and pull it through. Okay, we're gonna do that once more. So this is the next stitch. This is the one after that. Okay, go in here, come out of this one, and pull it through once again. All right, now pull it a bit, and to make the knot, we're gonna go into the same space as where our yarn end is coming out of, come out of the next space on the circle that we got going on. Okay, pull through the yarn and create a loop like this. Don't pull it through entirely. Okay, and now for the loop, we're not going to pull this one, which pulls the yarn end. We're going to pull the other one to make it really tight and secure. Like that. Now through the loop, pull the yarn end through there. And by doing that, you are making a knot like this. Alright, so now to hide the yarn end, go in somewhere randomly, come out of a space close to the yarn end, and just pull it through like this, and then you can cut off the yarn. Alright, so now the base is finished. Alright, so now let's finish the face. So we already got the eyes, and now let's add the mouth and the cheeks. So first, let's add the mouth. And for that, I'm going to use embroidery yarn. You can also use a different kind of black yarn, but I prefer embroidery yarn for this. Okay. Now we're going to start putting the mouth right in between round 9 and 10. So as you might remember, the eyes are in between round 8 and 9. So this is round 8, this is round 9. We're going to start making the mouth right in between round 9 and round 10. And the mouth is gonna end right at the bottom of round 10 here. So basically with the mouth, we're going to cover round 10, if that makes sense. So look for that on your own work. This is round 8, this is round 9, and this is round 10. So we're going to start right in between here. Okay, go into a stitch, which is right in between the eyes. So this is going to be one end of the mouth. Now come out of a space on the other side, closer to the other eye, right here for example, and pull through your darning needle like this. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back into this space right here where we went in initially, and we're going to move our needle one row down. So we're going to come out right at the bottom of round 10 on the left side first. So for example, right there. Okay, and by doing that, we're going to create this little loop. Don't pull it entirely, because now with our darning needle, we're going to go underneath this little loop right here. Okay, pull it a little bit, and as you can see, it's going to create this little mouth. So now with our darning needle, we're going to go back in this space where we went in, and we're going to come out at the same height, a bit to the right or to the left, depends on where you put your first one, so that we can make the mouth a little rounder instead of pointy. But this is also preference, so if you prefer to be more pointy, one of these little strings that we're making now is also fine, of course. All right, so that's the first one right here. Now I'm going to go underneath the mouth once again for the second one. Okay, pull it through. Now I'm going to go back to the same space so I went in, and I'm going to come out of the space where this long yarn end is coming out, so that those are together as well. All right. First going to pull this one a bit tighter, because after that I'm not going to be able to do that anymore. And I am going to pull this one as well. Alright, so that's our little mouth right there. Now I'm going to cut off these black yarn ends, quite short, like this. And now to secure it, we can make a double knot into them. Just make sure that you are not pulling it too tightly, because that's not really necessary when you are securing the mouth, because just a slight knot is already enough for the mouth. Okay, like this. Okay, go on more, like that. Now we can cut these yarns even shorter, like this. And we're going to push the yarn ends into our work by using our scissors and just slide it like this into our work. All right, here you go. You can still shape the mouth a little bit by pulling it. You can even use your needle to change the shape of it. And I am happy with the way it looks right now. So this is the mouth. All right, so now for the cheeks, I'm going to use this slightly darker shade of pink, because, for example, for the white one, I have used this shade of pink, but you will not be able to see it on this color, of course. So I'm using a slightly darker shade of pink. And once again, grab your darning needle and attach it to your yarn end. And we're going to put the cheeks right underneath the eyes. So let me show it right here. Right underneath the eyes. And for the left eye, we're going to put it a bit more to the left. And for the right eye, we're going to put it a bit more to the right, if that makes sense. And we're going to put the cheeks right in between round 9 and 10. So once again, the eyes were in between round 8 and 9. The cheeks are going to be in between round 9 and 10. So let's do that on our work. So let's first go in somewhere kind of randomly. So for example, right here. And let's come out of a stitch where we want to put the first cheek. So right underneath the eyes, in between round 9 and 10. A bit to the left of the eye. So for example, we can cover this stitch right here. So go like this. That's one side. And now I'm going into the other side of the cheek, close to the eye. Because of that, I am going to make this little stripe going on right here. Like that. All right, so now for these marshmallows, I prefer to do a double stripe. So I'm gonna go into this side once again. However, I'm not gonna move to this one again. I'm going to move to the other side, right underneath the eyes once again, a bit to the right. So for example, we can put the other cheek right there. Okay, so move there. And pull it through. And by doing that, we're going to create this second stripe for the first cheek, like this. So that cheek is finished right now. Now we can move to the other side of the cheek, come out of this same space where we went in. That's our first stripe. Now for the second stripe, we're going to go in here once again. And then we're going to come out right out of this space where this long yarn end is coming out. Okay, so go in here, find this space again with your darning needle and just pull it through there. Like this. And by that, our second cheek is finished as well. So now we can just cut off the yarn, cut it short. All right, and for the cheeks as well, we can just make a double knot. Don't pull it too tightly once again. Just pull it a little bit and make a double knot. We can cut it more shortly again as well. And just hide this little bit into your work by pushing it in with your scissors. Like this. And then it's disappeared and our little face is finished. Alright, so now let's make the feet. And I would say that making the feet is a little more complex than making the marshmallow itself, because we're going to do other stitches apart from the single crochet and it's a little smaller, but I'm gonna go through it step by step with you. And please, if you got questions, ask them down below in the comments and I will help you out there. Okay, so for the feet, we're going to start off once again by making a magic circle. Okay. Now for the first round into the magic circle, we're going to do 3 single crochet, a half double crochet, a double crochet, 2 triple crochet, a double crochet, and a half double crochet. Okay, I know that sounds like a lot, but let's just do it together. So first, regular 3 single crochet. So 1, 2, and 3, like this. Now we're going to do a half double crochet, and for a half double crochet we're going to yarn over first, then we're going to go into the magic circle. Okay, pull through the yarn. Now you got 3 loops on your hook. Grab the yarn once again and pull through all of these 3 loops on your hook. Like this. That's a half double crochet. Now to make a double crochet, we're going to yarn over once again. We're going to go into the magic circle and pull through the yarn. Now we got 3 loops on our hook once again. However, now we're first going to yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops on our hook. So only the first 2. Okay, now we're going to yarn over once again and finish our double crochet like this. All right, so now let's do the triple crochet. We're going to make 2 of those. So for that, we're going to yarn over twice, like this. Then we are going into the magic circle, pull up a loop. Now we got 4 loops on our hook. We're first going to yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops on our hook. So that's like this. Okay, now we're going to once again yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Like this. Okay, now we got 2 more loops on our hook. For one last time, we're going to yarn over and pull through these 2 loops. All right, so that's our triple crochet. Now we're going to make 1 more triple crochet, so yarn over twice, go into the magic circle, pull through the yarn. Now you got 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. Now you got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. Now it should look something like this. Now we're going to make 1 more double crochet, so yarn over once, go into the magic circle. Now you got 3 loops in your hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. Okay, for a half double crochet, we're going to yarn over, go into the magic circle, pull through. Now you got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all of the 3 loops on your hook. All right, so that was it for the first round. Now we can close the magic circle. All right. So to start off the second round, we're first going to do a slip stitch into the first stitch that we see right there. Also just to connect the whole round. So maybe this is part of round 1 still. Let's do that first. So just a slip stitch into the first stitch like this. And into the slip stitch, you can put your stitch marker. All right, so now for the second round, we're first going to do 1 single crochet into the first 4 stitches. After that, we're going to do 4 increases, finished by 1 single crochet into the last stitch when we land on our stitch marker. All right, and because of that, we're going to go up from a stitch count of 9 till stitch count of 13. Okay, so let's do it together. Do 1 single crochet into the first stitch, 1 into the second, 1 into the third, and 1 into the fourth. Okay, now we're going to do 4 increases. So do an increase to the next one. 1 more increase. This is the 3rd increase and last increase. Like that. Now into the last stitch, which is the one of the stitch marker, we're just going to put 1 single crochet. All right, so that was it for the second round. Once again, we're first going to do a slip stitch to the next stitch and put your stitch marker right in there. Okay, so for this next round, which is round 3, we're going to work into the back loops of our stitches only. So once again, we're going to chain 1 first, just as we did for the marshmallow itself. And we are first going to do 3 single crochet, and after that we're going to do 5 decreases. And because of that, we're going to go down from a stitch count of 13 till stitch count of 8. All right, so let's look for the next stitch. We're going to work into the back loops only. So grab the back loop of the next stitch and do 1 single crochet in there. To the second stitch, we're also only going to do a single crochet, and in the third one as well, like this. Now we're going to do 5 decreases, and again, because we're going to do the decreases into the back loops only, we're going in here as we usually do, and into the next one we're gonna go from back to front, like this. Okay, pull through and finish the decrease like this. So that's the first one. We're going to do 4 more decreases. So this is the second one. This is the third one. This is 4. And now for the last one, we're going to end on the stitch from our stitch marker. So put your last decrease right in there. All right, so that was it for round 3. And now for round 4, we're just going to use the entire stitches once again. So not into the back loops only, but just use the entire stitch. And for the 4th round, we're first going to do 4 single crochet. So 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches. And after that, we're going to do 2 more decreases. All right, so because of that, we're going to go down from a stitch count of 8 till stitch count of 6. One more thing for this round, I always think it's a little difficult to decide which one the next stitch is, because here we did our last decrease, that's a little difficult. This is probably like the chain 1, so we also should skip that one. So what I always like to do is to count back from, this is the loop on our crochet hook. All right, right before that is the last stitch that we did, and we're gonna count back till we got a count of 8, because we should be having 8 single crochet around for this round. I hope that makes sense. But just count to 8. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is 8. So this is the first stitch that we're going to use for this round. Okay, so do 1 single crochet in there. Okay, do 1 single crochet in the second one as well, the third one as well, and do a last single crochet to the next one. Now we're going to do 2 decreases, and we're just going to do that as usual. So we're going to use the front loops of the next 2 stitches like this and do a decrease. Okay, once more, going underneath the front loops of the next 2 stitches and do a decrease. Okay, that was it for round 4. Now we're going to do the stuffing of the foot, because after this we are going to close the foot already. All right, so first let's put this little yarn end from the inside into our work. Let's hide it already. All right, and for the feet, I wouldn't use too much stuffing, because it's better to use a little less than too much for the feet, because these stitches that we made, like the double crochet, triple crochet, they have quite some space in between them. So if you're gonna use too much stuffing, it might peek out of there. So just try to make it a little stuffed, but not too much. So just grab a piece like this, for example, and push it in there and see whether that's already enough. All right. So I think that's already enough for the foot, for this foot. So I'm going to keep it like this, and then the stuffing is already finished. Now for round 5, we first got 6 single crochet around. So when you count from the hook, for example, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 6. And for this round, round 5, we're going to connect these 2 sides. So let's label the stitches of a round, stitch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to connect stitch 1 and 6, 2 and 5, and 3 and 4. And we're going to do that by making 3 single crochet, 1 single crochet going through stitch 1 and 6, 1 through 2 and 5, and 1 through 3 and 4. Okay, let's do it together. So first we're going to chain 1 to give ourselves some more moving space. So just chain 1. Okay, look for the first stitch and put your crochet hook through there. Okay, now this is stitch 2, 3, 4, 5. The stitch right here is 6. Like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 and 6 are connected right now. Now let's pull through our yarn end and do a single crochet. Okay, now we're going to connect the next two. So this was stitch 2. Okay, this is 3, 4, and that's 5. We're going to connect 2 and 5 like this. Do a single crochet, and now for the last ones, so 3 and 4, we're going to connect those as well, like this. Alright, so that was it for round 5, and as you can see, it's already almost finished. Now we're going to flip our work like this, and we're going to do 3 more single crochet, just make the leg a little longer. So go into the first space, do a single crochet in there. Okay, go into the second one and do 1 last single crochet. Now chain 1 and we can cut off the yarn. Okay, pull it through. Make sure you leave quite some into it because we're going to have to sew it onto the body using this yarn end. And here is your little foot. Now we're going to make 1 more of these, and after that we can attach it to the body. Alright, so I've just finished making 2 feet, and now we can sew them onto the body. And we're going to put the feet right in between round 14 and 15. So when we count from the top, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So we're just going to put it underneath row 14. So let's do that on our own work. First, let's grab 1 foot and attach it to our darning needle. Like that. And as you can see on the foot, this yarn end is attached to the left side. So I'm first going to make this the right foot of the little marshmallow. Okay, so let's count from the top. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So we're gonna put it right underneath here. Now let's look for a middle stitch on this round. I think that's right here, that this is the closest one. So we're going to put 1 foot right going from this stitch to the right, and the other foot we're going to put it from this stitch going to the left. So in the middle we're going to leave 1 space open. That's this one right here. That's the middle one. So now for the right foot, we're going to put it 1 stitch to the right of the middle. So right here. Okay, move in there and come out of the next space like this. All right, now from our foot we got 3 single crochet and a chain 1. We're first going into the first single crochet for this next space. All right. So go through there, go back into the same space as we just came out of, and so go in there and come out of the next space, going from that one, like this. Now on our foot, we're gonna go into the second single crochet that we did. So that's this little V right here. All right. Now go back in here to come out of the next space. It's the one right here. This is going to be the last one. So we got 1 more single crochet. Okay, go in there. And now it's already attached. Just 1 more thing I like to do is to go once again back to this side and then once again go back to this side, just to make the sides a little more secure. So I'm going to go right in here on this side. I'm going to come out of this space right on the other side of the leg, right there. Now I'm going to grab a string a bit higher because I would like the foot to be more inward. So I'm going to grab this string, for example. Okay, and I'm gonna go back into the same space, come out on the other side. Okay, and pull it. That should become more inwards like this. That's what I prefer. And now on this side, we're going to make a knot to secure it. So just grab a string on the bottom, right there, create a loop, go into the loop and make a knot. Once you got a knot, we go back into the space and come out somewhere randomly, for example, right there. Okay. And just leave that for now. So now the first leg is attached. We're going to attach the second one now. So for that, grab the other leg, attach it to your darning needle. And once again, this yarn end is coming out from the left side. So we're gonna start on the left side right here. Okay, so this is the middle stitch. We're going to skip that one. And for the leg, we're going to use 4 spaces, attaching spaces. So, for example, this one in between here. This is the first one. This is 2, 3, and this is 4. So we're going to start here because the yarn end is attached to the left side, okay? So go in there and come out 1 stitch more to the right. Like this, okay? Now go into the first single crochet once again, like this, and go back into the same space and come out of the next one. Feet went through it. Okay, like this. Now go to the second single crochet on your leg and attach that one to the next space. Go into the same space, move 1 to the right, and that should be your last space. You still have to attach. Okay. Go into the last single crochet. All right, so let's go back in here once more. Come out of the other side, just to make it a little more secure. Okay, I'm gonna grab 1 string at the bottom of the leg because I don't want it to be more like this. I think it's fine just like that. Okay, go back in here, come out this side once more, and let's make a knot here. So grab a string, for example this one, close to the bottom. Okay, create a loop, and into the loop, oops, we're gonna go into the loop with our darning needle just to create this knot once again. So pull it tightly and go into this space and come out of the same space where this yarn end is coming out of. Okay, and pull that through there. All right, so once that's finished, we can do 1 more double knot to these 2 strings. Just to make it like extra secure. Cut off these yarn ends and you can hide it into your work like that. Alright, so now our little marshmallow plushie is finished and I love how it turned out. It looks super cute with the other two and I hope you like how it turned out for you as well. If you liked the video, don't forget to give the thumbs up, this would help me a lot. And if you would like to see more videos like this one, don't forget to subscribe. So thank you for watching and see you!